What encouraged you to join or manage the Y.E.S program?
What encouraged me to manage the Y.E.S program? Okay. So I originally was the medical assistant in the clinic at Woodland High School. And Dr. Bishop, who's the director of Y.E.S, wrote for a grant to have a health education program inside the school. So basically, instead of the students coming to the clinic to learn about like nutrition, fitness, and how to protect themselves, we would go into the classroom and teach them like that. So when we got the money to do that, she asked me if that was something that I would want to do, and I thought that would be cool because I've always wanted to do a little more. And also the clinic was very much sick. You know, I didn't get to see a lot. So I started as a health educator, going into classrooms and teaching, and then the manager who was there at the time decided to take another job. And so that was my chance to kind of transition, because when I went to school, a lot of my part of my school was like learning about health and the body. The other part was like learning about management, you know, like how to, you know, manage the money of the program, how to write grants for a program. I thought that was a good thing.
So what basically encouraged you to manage the Y.E.S program?
So why did I start to manage Y.E.S? Well, I started working at Woodland High School in 2003 as a so from that, I was working with Dr. Bishop, who's the director of Y.E.S, and she wrote a grant to the state to make a program on teen parenting. So instead of working with just the people that came to the clinic, she wanted to be able to go into the classroom and teach them all the things about, you know, just taking better care of themselves. More specifically, like ways to prevent pregnancy, understanding like what STIs are, what they look like. So she ended up getting the grant and asked if I wanted to help. So we kind of linked up like that. So I was the health educator for a while. And then the manager of the program at the time, she took another job position. And so part I was doing in college at the time was learning on like health management. And so this was a really good like transition for me to go from being just the, you know, not just the educator, but the educator to like doing the bigger things in the program until they help the program
What motivates you to do your job?
What motivates me to do my job? That's a really good question. So I was a teen parent when I was younger, and I didn't really have like support, you know, like there wasn't a lot of services and programs like Y.E.S that allowed me to like understand what that looked like, you know, to decide like how to be better in my community. And so when I started working in the clinic, I saw that a lot of the students that I worked with kind of had similar backgrounds, right? So they were pregnant, or you know, they were having protected sex, and they didn't have someone to talk to. And so just like working with students, like and the students I work with now, like it really motivated me to be like that person, to make sure that there's like services and programs and support, so that way, not that there were stakes because I love my son and I was able to, they were having protected sex and they didn't have someone to talk to. And so just like working with students, like and the students I work with now, like it really motivated me to be like that person, to make sure that there's like services and programs and support, so that way, not that there were stakes because I love my son and I was able to really focus on going to school for him and doing better, but you know, so that students know there's options, right? So, you know, what can I do if I find myself in a situation, or how can I eat better, and how can I live a healthier life? I don't think that there's grocery stores in my community, so how do you expect me to get better? I want to be that person. I think that's what motivates me, is to make sure that those services are still in place for you guys.
So before joining the program, did you had any experience or did you study for this or?
Yeah, so for as long as I can remember, I always wanted to be a doctor. That was something that, I mean, you know, you've seen those like Fisher School face sets with the years, like I definitely have one of those.
So
But then, no, that's okay.
so it was like basically you wanted to be medical field.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely knew something in the medical field. What kind of happened then was I was at my first year at Y.E.S. I was a pre-med major, I was a biology major, and then I got pregnant with Jaden. And so I really had to, you know, when you become a mom and you become pregnant, like your mind pretty changes. So I was like, okay, well, I can't continue to work for $7 an hour. Like, what can I do in the meantime to support my family? So I ended up doing assisting training. And so that was like 9 months where they taught me how to like draw blood, do EKGs, like understand like the body parts and how it works and sicknesses, things like that. And so I started working at a clinic in Oak Park for about a year. And then I started classes at my college, started like get my associate's degree. And then I ended up getting the clinic job at United. And so my passion has always been health. So my degree I got from Loyola was in the School of Nursing for health systems management. So I plan on going back to get my master's degree in nursing. So I can get my
So that's gonna be like your future?
Yeah, that's my future. That's the plan. Plans change. That's the plan right now.
Do you see any positive change in today's youth from back in the day?
I don't remember being as involved as like you all, right? So when I was in high school, I did like the normal. I played sports. I might have joined a club, but the club was like maybe the chorus club or the choir club. And I was always a pretty good student. But the youth that I've come across are very like involved about what's happening with them, right? So you all in the Y.E.S program are very proactive about talking to other students about how to take care of themselves. The youth that I work with now are really involved on dealing with like legislators and going down state to talk about policies that affect you guys. Like right now, a person with HIV can disclose it in their schools, and they're trying to get rid of that policy because it's a privacy, right? If you have HIV, you may not want the world to know. So the youth I work with go and advocate for those things. So definitely a change in like youth and students and teens like being more like this is not right and you have to do something about it. Whereas where I grew up, it was like kind of like we're upset, but we're not good due to at least in my experience.
So do you believe the Y.E.S program advocates that we ignore the fact that they want us to speak out?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that's the one thing that I love about Y.E.S the most is that you all just don't work with students. You have talked to medical students and you've talked to politicians and you talk to your own school administration like principals. Like I've never seen students that have such a good relationship with their deans and principals about things that are affecting them. And I think, yes, this gives you that support to be able to know what you're talking about, right? So you can't create change if you don't know what you're talking about, right? I'm not going to want to buy your car if you don't know what the car does. And I think Y.E.S supports you guys in being able to say, well, this is not right, this is why it's not right, and this is why I want to change. And I think Y.E.S is a great place for that.
Has the Y.E.S program made any changes in your life? Like changes?
Yeah, I mean, I think from a professional standpoint, I've learned so much and I've been exposed to so much that I might have not been exposed to in another job, right? So I've been exposed to like youth development and how to work with youth. I've been exposed to like how to manage a program, to understand the different pieces that it takes to run a program. I've learned to be comfortable with talking. I've met so many different new people that I might have never met in any other job, and I think that I always knew that I wanted to be a doctor or work in the medical field. But I think even more so if like Y.E.S is taking it a step further, and I know that I can only work with adolescents. Like I only want to work with high school kids because little kids you can't snack around, and grown folks think they know everything. And I think that you all just have so much like creativity and knowledge, and I want to be the person to like be an ally for you all and to help you all develop these things, whether it be your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health. And I also just think like about myself, like how to be healthier in my lifestyle, right? So I think when we started doing Youth I never really understood, like I knew like you should eat right, you should exercise, but I had to research more into why, right? Because now I'm going in a class and teaching, and it goes back to that. I can't teach you something and not really understand it myself or apply it in my life, right? So it's not like I'm not trying to say do as I say, don't do as I do, but I want you to know that if you ask me, yeah, I go run, and yeah, I eat better. Yeah, sometimes I want to have a Big Mac, and I can flip up sometimes, but you know, I'm not having a Big Mac every other day. So I think it's just helped my life, you know, because it's given me like a purpose. Like I know what I want to do, and there's people that I know at my age that are still confused and don't know. So I'm very fortunate that Y.E.S allowed me to know that, and I thank you all because I don't think that was
How honored do you feel to award
it's extremely humbling. I think that I do the work because I'm passionate about it, and I do the work because I love you all, and I love Dr. Bishop, and I love everyone and everyone. And so to be acknowledged for something that just has become a part of me, I think it's very humbling, and I think Roberto Clemente probably feels the same way. You know, he did it because that's something that he wanted to do, that he felt in his heart was needed, and he wanted to help the board. He wanted to help people that were less fortunate. And he died doing that. I mean, and if I could say that I died making sure that each one of you all, you know, live better lives like that, then I can die a happy person, you know? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.